and Fuenlabrada. Fans arriving at the gym in desperate need to snap a 6-game losing streak in Basketball Champions League action. One of the most passionate fan bases in European basketball. Very noisy, extreme noise you'll see here tonight. Here's the schedule for Group C. Bamberg and Ike are playing at the moment. Tomorrow, Jerusalem host Antwerp, and Nymburk got a crucial win at home earlier on this evening. Both these teams at the wrong end of Group C. Both these teams in desperate need of a victory to keep alive their chances of making the playoffs. Here are the group standings. As you can see, Fuenlabrada, 6 losses. A win tonight would really push them up into 5th spot and 1 place back. And they still have to play in Nymburk. So that would still leave things in their own hands. Situation for Dijon is more desperate with only 2 wins across the Basketball Champions League. But they come here to Madrid trying to avenge a narrow 2-point loss on game day 3 as Fuenlabrada completed their last win of this Basketball Champions League season. Here is the Dijon roster, highlighted by Gavin Ware. He's having a marvelous season. Top scored in the game at home against Fuenlabrada. Also top scored in the weekend loss at La Portelle for Dijon, who currently sit 5th in the Pro A in France. Well, we're going to get a look at the Fuenlabrada roster. A roster that has only won 3 out of their last 12 games. They are 0-6 in their last 6 games in the Basketball Champions League after a really impressive first 3 games. Number of new signings for Fuenlabrada. Josh Akogon, the former Tenerife player, is here on a short-term contract. Maurice Kemp and Vladislav Vlastov are here for the rest of the season as Fuenlabrada tried to really address a real drop in form that saw them lose in Gran Canaria at the weekend in the ACB, and they dropped into 17th place in the ACB after being in 9th place only 3 weeks ago. So Dijon introduced to the home crowd. Reasonable crowd in here midweek on a Tuesday night. Tight turnaround time for both teams, having both played at the weekend. Fuenlabrada had to make the tough road trip to the Canary Islands on Sunday, so only got back to Madrid on Monday. The sartorial elegance of the coaching staff at Dijon. Well, I always think playing European basketball midweek is a great thing for players. However, if you're in a real trough of form, you need to find a way to snap that, and it can become a very difficult thing to do with the quick turnaround times of games. But what it can do is give you the chance to really break out and turn your season around and build momentum. Slav Krastov, the recent arrival from Burgos, the Ukrainian big man, spent time in the NBA and across Europe. It's something that Fuenlabrada needed, and coach Nestor Garcia, whose first game in charge in European terms was against Dijon. So players shake at the halfway line. It's a 2-point win for Fuenlabrada. As you get a look at Krastov in shot. And they led most of the game and had to really withstand a very tough finish by Dijon to hold on by 2. Paco Cruz had a marvellous night that night. 19 points personal, 8 from 9 from the field. An evaluation of 20, just about secured the win for Fuenlabrada. It was Gavin Ware and his fellow inside partner, Alexandre Lachechong, who between them combined for 32 points as they almost pulled off the comeback win. And that's the challenge for Fuenlabrada. They've got to take care of business on the inside. The addition of Krastov will surely help in that department. The Dijon problem for the season has been perimeter threat. They shot 20% from the three-point line at the weekend, and they lost to Le Pertel. And Pearson, Kinsey, and Julien went 0 for 13 between them. And if that's repeated tonight, then Fuenlabrada should be able to get their, should be able to snap that losing streak. Well, the Basketball Champions League continues to grow. A lot of communication and contact from all over the world, and people watching this Basketball Champions League action. So hello to you, wherever you're joining us from. A number of emails and comments from the Philippines, that hotbed for basketball. Here are the three officials, the third team on the floor. Laudolini, Hodzov, and Attar from Italy, Bulgaria, and Italy respectively. And in charge on the single biggest continental club tournament in the world. The Basketball Champions League continues its expansion and its growth. And this is a tough group. Last year's defending champions, Ike, will lead it still. Here's the starting lineup for Dijon with Jeremy Leloup at the forward spot. It's the inside with Alexandre Lachechong, who starts. But Axel Julien and Ryan Pearson have to give David Holston some support in the scoring department. Julien had a great game against Fuenlabrada for coach Legaume in the game day 3. 16 points for him in the narrow loss. But as I said, their lack of punch from the perimeter has been their real Achilles heel as this season, both in France and the Basketball Champions League, has gone on. Getting a look at the starting lineup for Fuenlabrada. Maurice Kemp, the addition, didn't play a lot at the weekend, a little undersized in many ways, but he gets the start. Marc Garcia is instant offense. It's more about how this team shares the basketball. If they share the basketball, they'll shoot good percentages. Nesta Garcia must be feeling a little pressure in a job that, in a league where patience with coaches is always at a premium. But his success last year in Fuenlabrada may help him as the team prepares not only for developing a run in the Basketball Champions League, but they will be the host club for the Copa del Rey in Spain in mid-February. Always note the venue here, the Pelon Fernando Martin, named after one of the most famous and most tragic stories in Spanish basketball. Fernando Martin, arguably one of the best Spanish players of all time, tragically died and killed in an accident at 28 years old. A FIBA Hall of Famer, spent a season in the NBA. This arena named after him. And what any club in Spain wouldn't give for a player of the quality of Fernando Martin. Welcome to Fuenlabrada, wherever you join us from. If it's Manila, Australia, Canada, wherever you join us from, or just anywhere across Europe. It's a warm welcome to the suburb of Madrid. Fuenlabrada in the red uniform, and Dijon, the visitors, in the dark blue. And this is a must-win game for Dijon. It's pretty much a must-win game for both teams if they have playoff aspirations. It won't be terminal if they lose, but they'll have their backs to the wall. Here we go. We're in action in 2019 in the Basketball Champions League, and Fuenlabrada will have their first look at it in the half court. Belas will come off the high screen, and Krastov will reverse the basketball. Paco Cruz goes inside. Krastov reverses, is wide open. Kemp for three is long, and the ball hits the top of the backboard. Fuenlabrada get that four-man shot a lot. It really does depend on which guy's on the floor, whether it's a good option or not. So Dijon in the half court. Little nice pass to the inside. Can't get the finish away. Alexandre Casson cannot get it to drop. Early touch for Krastov in the post. Needs a pass, turns it over. Poor decision. Numbers down the floor here for Dijon. Wow, they take the open three. Can't get it to drop. Julien, who's in a shooting slump. Garcia made his debut with the Spanish national team in the last World Cup window. Wide open for three in the corner, is off. And a little passive on the glass for Fuenlabrada. Holston gets it into the half court. Little pick and pop action. Tough move to the glass is no good, and Pearson can't get it to drop. And turnover as Fuenlabrada pretty much getting each other's way. Both teams, disappointing start. But there's a little pressure here. Not resting on this one. Pearson will hand it off. And there's a holding foul as Paco Cruz. Holston puts it on the floor. Nice look to the inside. Gets it back. Open for three. Is short, but gets the drop. And Holston, the one player for Dijon at the weekend who was effective from beyond the arc, gets the three to drop, and they take the early lead. Garcia will reverse the ball. Cruz has it. Penetration going up, doesn't get the roll. Krastov is on the glass, can't get the rebound as Casson comes down with a defensive rebound. Casson's second move draws contact off Krastov, and he will go to the free throw line. Krastov, this is his third game. 3 changes to this Fuenlabrada lineup just ahead of the Christmas short break in Spain. Julien will move it on. And that's the third team foul on Fuenlabrada. And with 7:20 to go in the first quarter. Off the glass for 2 is good. That song, they really did do a nice job at the weekend, the 2 inside players. It's been a real strength for Dijon. Krastov puts it on the floor, down the middle, has it knocked away. Garcia hangs on, is fouled on the way back up. Krastov has got to go through that contact. Big man went down the middle on a tough move. But Garcia stays active on the glass, will go to the free throw line. This should settle down for Fuenlabrada because Garcia is an excellent free throw shooter. 80, well, over pretty much 89% across the Basketball Champions League regular season. He goes 2 for 2, and Fuenlabrada finally ticked the scoreboard over. Julian goes down low. Pearson wants to try and work, goes up again. Kemp goes up with a jump hook, he's no good. Good defensive stand by Maurice Kemp. Very like-for-like matchup, both undersized bigs. Platsov kicks it, Garcia open for 3, count it. And Garcia shows you why he's impressed the Spanish national team. Still only 22 years old. Ties it at 5 apiece. Julian goes inside. Sean goes off the right hand with the soft touch. Kratsov wants to travel, but it's looked just quick to me. Mr. Garcia wants to travel. Paco Cruz takes the high screen, goes inside. Kratsov reverses again. Garcia open, same play. Can't get it to drop. Kemp's active on the glass, but Holston will clean up and advance the basketball. Little shake, gets to the foul line, steps back. Mid-range 2 is good. Nice start for David Holston. Leads his team in performance ranking and points. Ranks 2 on assists in the Basketball Champions League. Kemp with a mid-range 2, can't get it to go. And Holston again will advance the basketball. Fuenlabrada stands still on offense. And Garcia's picking up another positive stat with a defensive rebound. Belas in transition, goes to Klatsov. Help comes. Reaching foul. And Pearson had to reach. He did enough by coming across. He wants to go and talk it over with coach, but no immediate danger. And then he went for something he didn't need to go for. He's going to sit. First foul for Ryan Pearson. Now we've got a holding foul out of bounds, and Garcia executed really well. Kinsey picks up the personal. Spent some time here in Madrid with Estudiantes. Garcia again on the dive. They have to go long to Paco Cruz. Garcia, instant offense. Can't get it to the far side of the ring, but Klatsov cleans up. And Klavstov picks up his first 2 and closes it to a 2-point game. Holston in the half court will Terence Kinsey. They hit the second side. Excel Julien. Well, the tough mid-range 2 is no good as Adoulay Luom can't get it to drop. Kemp will reverse it. Cruz moves it on. Belaf goes inside. Great defensive effort. Alexander Casson was not going to let that happen. Really came over the top exceptionally well. Gets a piece. And substitutions coming in. Gavin Ware, who leads his team in rebound and 2 in points. And it really is having a very, very nice season in Dijon. Bella will get Cruz, who's actually yet to take a field goal attempt, which is remarkable. And Maurice Kemp turns it over. Pull up for Julien. He's short. Pearson gets to, Ware gets his rebound. He's always active, will always pick up stats because of effort. Holston penetrates down the middle, blocked. Kemp from the weak side, and they look to run. 3, 4-on-2 break. Open 3 is short. And Klastov is on the glass with his block, but they'll call the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. Takes it down, gives the chance for the defense to come across, and Abdoulaye Luam, as Kemp's block from the weak side, came across really aggressively. Fuenlabrada have a chance to tie the game from the free throw line. It's Klatstov. And Fuenlabrada start their rotation as Ian O'Leary checks in. Klatstov has had, I wouldn't say issues from the free throw line, but it's not the strongest part of his game. This is the first. Across his career, makes the second. Been a stalwart on the Ukrainian national team. Luam will hand it off. Mangano will move it on. Nice pass to the inside. Ware on the inside will travel on the ball fake. Yep. Drag that pivot foot. And Chema Gonzalez checks in. Lipnik, little head and shoulder fake, draws some contact. We'll go to the free throw line as Dijon are in the penalty. Pago Cruz will sit. Mr. Ayenga will step in. Ware with the foul line jump shot is good. He does not miss from there. He is just so solid in that mid-range area. Doesn't look to do anything outside there, but inside there he is so solid. Extra pass, wide open in the corner for three is good. That's great ball movement by Fuenlabrada. And Garcia again just shows you why he is known with that instant offense. Just knocks it down. 7 of the 11 points for Fuenlabrada here early. Fuenlabrada try and zone the pick and roll. It's able to pull up is no good. O'Leary will secure the rebound. Rupnik has it. A little static again from Fuenlabrada. They move it on. Garcia, instant attack, catch, and rips and went. And Megano picks up the personal. Garcia will go back to the free throw line. Garcia goes 2 for 2. And Fuenlabrada have their first lead of the game. Axel Julien with the handle. Fluam in the half court. Mugano nowhere to go. Sorry, Kinsey nowhere to go. Ball's almost stolen. Julien with the three is good. It's the first three in a long time. Quick release. It's his first three of the game. He's not going to stop shooting it, that's for sure. So Fuenlabrada empty aside and then lift and reverse. See it goes down low. Gonzalez inside out. Garcia on the closeout. Inside, takes the tough one off the glass, is no good. And Dijon, chance to push, and with a foul to give, Rupnik takes one for the team. That's an unsportsmanlike foul. I'm sorry, but absolutely no genuine basketball attempt to play the basketball. Has to be unsportsmanlike. Referee's going to look at it. I'll be quite disappointed if they do not pick that up. There is no way that Rupnik is making an attempt to play the basketball. That's an unsportsmanlike foul. However you want to interpret it. That's more like the in old-fashioned soccer. That's almost a shoulder-to-shoulder charge. That's absolutely. It's a very good call by the official. The crowd don't like it, but why should they? It's quite an easy interpretation now that things are literally, if it's not a genuine attempt, a basketball action makes things should make things very clear for officials. And Mr. Garcia, you'd expect him to disagree, trying to support his player, but I don't think there's any complaint at all. Magano goes 1 for 2. Julien will come back on the reposition. A lot of dribble. Will kick to the pop to Ware, and is good. Gavin Ware, it's almost you treat the foul line like the three-point line. You've got to make him put the ball on the floor. He is so good from mid-range. In O'Leary on the ball reversal. Looks inside, goes inside. Ayenga needs a pass, finds one. That's Belath. Rupnik on the dribble, needs a pass. And Dijon turn him over. Chance to run. Great pass. Ware's down the floor. He's fouled. And he will go to the free throw line. This is a nice spell for Dijon. Gavin Ware ekes out on the break, takes the contact. That is a very similar action by Ayenga. That's as unsportsmanlike as the one before. I have no idea how that cannot be an unsportsmanlike foul. Ware makes the first. Gavin Ware so solid for this Dijon lineup. Currently sit 5th in Pro A. 6 points on the night. 17 points at the weekend. 16 against Fuenlabrada in the game day 3 matchup. Rupnik has a look at the action. Sets the screen to get a screen. Puts it on the floor. Delays in the lane. Has it? Well, he gets blocked as well. And everything's a little forced for Fuenlabrada, but Dijon have all the momentum at the moment. And that'll do it for the end of quarter 1. And you can hear what the home crowd think of that. Part of that is aimed at the officials, but I think a chunk of it is aimed at the home team. At the end of 1, Montakit Fuenlabrada trail 13-19 against JDA Dijon. Great start by the French club. Well, that tells you everything you need to know. 29 and 20% for Fuenlabrada. just not moving the basketball to share it, to get good high percentage looks. Whereas Dijon at times have turned good defense into early offense. And as soon as Gavin Ware came onto the floor, they had real stability on the inside. And Fuenlabrada look like a team that they've only won 3 out of 12 games. They have to snap this 6-game Basketball Champions League losing streak. Oh, midweek can become a nightmare. Well, start of quarter 2. Possession is with Dijon. And Julien will handle the ball in the backcourt. They want to clear out this side. They'll go pick and roll, they'll show it. Julien, nice pass to the inside. Excellent finish. Luam just gets it, uses that length, protects the basketball. No help side defense from Fuenlabrada as they cleared out the one side of the floor. Ball's knocked away, but Ayenga recovers. O'Leary puts it on the floor. Clark will extend, looks at his options, has to take the 3, and they get a piece of it, and out of bounds. Absolute disjointed offense from Fuenlabrada. You've got to give Dijon so much credit for the way that they have applied themselves defensively. Fuenlabrada went and led 13-11. It's a 10-0 run for Dijon to lead this 21-13. A woeful 29% for Fuenlabrada. Step back 3 is short. O'Leary gets the defensive rebound, chance to run. Yoka has it. Oh. Clark has it on the floor, moves it on. O'Leary, and the defense is swarming. Clark with the 3 is short, and Dijon's defense is just taking Fuenlabrada out of anything they're trying to run. Again, they zone the pick and roll. Well, moves it on. Where? Nice pass to the baseline, can't be handled. And Alex Yorka just literally turns it over. Open for 3 in transition is good. Timeout. Amengano gets the 3. Fuenlabrada take the timeout. And at home, Fuenlabrada trail 24-13.
Anda por Ian. Tomás, anda por Lucas. Venga, vamos, vamos. Ahora juntos. Vamos, vamos. Hay un rol y se va para adentro. Oye, saltá, Dani. Estoy pidiendo eso. Solo estoy pidiendo dar un paso más arriba, hombre. Y no empecemos a volvernos locos de querer resolver por uno mismo. Dale, pasar la bola y correr contraataque. Te vas por donde hay 18 tipos. Yo paso y corro. Y abro la cancha, hombre. Vamos, vamos, vamos.
Well, my Spanish isn't the best, but it's clear that Fuenlabrada huddle is not a very positive place at the moment. This huddle, by on the hand, Dijon's huddle, based on their defensive effort on the last 3 or 4 possessions, has been excellent. Cruz and Belas come back in the back court for Fuenlabrada, and Nesta Garcia is looking for some answers. Paco Cruz yet to take a field goal attempt. Feels the double team, needs a pass, turns it over. And they've changed the personnel, they've shuffled the pack, but the outcome's still the same. Clark comes up with a steal. Klatsov in the game. Ball's knocked away, Cruz just about saves it. And Klatsov turns it over. This is who can turn it over next for Fuenlabrada. Pearson will hand it off. Miengo Arno will go high. Pearson puts it on the floor. Everyone goes for a piece of. They just about get it away. Clark comes down with a rebound fortuitously. And Fuenlabrada have been stuck on 13 for a long, long time. Bella turns the corner. Needs a pass, slow pass to Klatsov on the inside, but he finishes it. Klatsov finishes off the glass. Well, should have finished off the glass. But Dijon are just playing to rush Fuenlabrada at the moment. It's been very, very successful. Klatsov makes the free throw, first point for a long, long time for Fuenlabrada. Apologies if you are experiencing some picture freezing, some satellite issues. We're obviously trying to resolve those as quickly as possible. Brian Pearson outside has moved it on. Julien picks it up for 3 and just shoots nothing. Clark in transition, just finds Bella. Klatsov on the inside. Tries to wrap the pass and is going to have a foul called. Uchioka is manhandled to the floor, not best pleased. And I think the officials are going to take a look at that. Why Klatsov went cross-court, only he will be able to explain to you when he had a wide open man in the corner. I'm not sure. This is why I'm pleased I'm not a referee. I think Yorkout is still, and then there's contact, but be interesting to see what the referee does. It's a holding foul, as we thought. And Megano will sit. He's going to be replaced by Jeremy Leloup. Paco Cruz. Clark goes on the inside to Klatsov, needs a pass. And again, it's poor by Fuenlabrada. The double team comes, the ball movement is slow, but you've got to credit Dijon. Their defensive effort. It looks like a team that knows its back is against the wall, and Nesta Garcia is looking for some answers. They have to go back outside. 5 on the possession. Holston puts it on the floor. Takes the 3. Is no good. Clark comes down with a rebound, and Paco Cruz has it still to take a field goal in the game. And the whistle. And David Holston is charged with a personal. Again, apologies for the delay, breakup, depends on how you're experiencing it. Issues with the satellite, we can only apologize. Belas. Again, the double team comes. Belas doesn't read it. And Fuenlabrada are looking at yet another bad situation. They're on the sideline with 7 seconds on the possession. Well, Paco Cruz takes his first field goal, makes his first field goal. It's a massive sigh of relief in the arena. Holston goes high. Pearson with the quick release for 2 is no good. And Fuenlabrada building a little momentum on the back of the Paco Cruz 3. Klatstov open on the inside. Gets the pass from Clark, but ball's knocked away. And Kinsey had to foul. Klatstov on the free throw line. Makes the first. And Krattsov goes 2 for 2. And Fuenlabrada climbing them, forcing themselves back into this now, only trail 5. David Holston. Great recovery by Paco Cruz. That's something we haven't seen as so far yet for Fuenlabrada, and their defensive rotation was as good as it's been in the whole game. They come up with a turnover. Cruz on the floor, puts it to the inside. They go in with an extra pass for 2. And Dijon will take the timeout. Walker gets the 2. We got a 3-point game, and Fuenlabrada look like they may have found a unit that wants to pass the basketball and wants to help each other defensively. And in answer to Dijon's excellent defensive effort, Fuenlabrada have picked it up defensively and closed it to a 3-point game. Timeout Dijon. And Paco Cruz comes to the game.
Too many turnovers. You have a good situation on the wall. After they close. Here, or you have shot. But when you drive, they close. Or here, on the short roll. Okay? And now on 4 down, David, you open for 3. Okay? Execute. Next play. I want turn high. T. And after 4, you know, Dave. Right?
F6. ¿Sabes? F6. Con los tiradores abiertos. Si no haces F6, hace 10. 10 u 11. Sale 21 y 20. Sale 21.
The Fuenlabrada band ready to play. Those drums are a regular feature, trap on the inbound pass. A little full court pressure coming out of the timeout, which is more to take time out of the possession. Holston has it, gets it into the half court. You can see on the wing. Fuenlabrada mixing it up defensively. Luan will hand it off. Holston tries to turn the corner. Inside, nice pass. And the man who always delivers, Gavin Ware, gets the 2. 8 points personal, 100% from the field. Bella. Show hard. Cruz. So Clark goes inside to Klatstov. Extra pass call for Cruz, attacks the middle, goes with a floater for 2, doesn't get the roll. Holston will advance the basketball. Much better basketball game right now. Holston backs it out. Turns the corner, a little pop down to Ware. Open for the corner for the long three is no good. No one boxes out the shooter. Leluc will get it back to Holston. 9 on the possession. Long 2 for Ware is just outside his range. And Long gets an offensive rebound. Third phase for Dijon, and Ware delivers again down the middle. 7-point game, all about offensive rebounding. 10 points personal for Gavin Ware. Krastov gets it down low. Again, he feels the double team. Needs to make the decision quicker. Corner 3 is off. And Sean comes down with a defensive rebound. Holston gets to the foul line. Almost loses it, but comes out with the basketball. Neither team really coming up with numbers to write home about. Defensive rebound by Yorker, gives it up. Paco Cruz needs a pass, finds one. Yorker puts it on the floor, down the lane, watch it down to Krastov for 2. And Yorker with a quick attack, and then kicks it down and loves it. Plays with the crowd love him. And they blow the layup the other way. Clark comes down with a rebound, gives it up to Paco Cruz, and the chance to cut this from a 5-point lead for Fuenlabrada. Clark open for 3, fires it up, knocks it down for 3. You got a 2-point game. Fuenlabrada building momentum deep in the second quarter. 1:50 to go, 2-point game. Holston will get it into the half court. Nice ball game now. Luom's outside, hands it off. Leluc, easy 2. And someone forgot to play defense. Jeremy Leluc gets the 2. Back out to a 4-point game. Nice play. Belath moves it on. Cruz open for 3. Count it. Well, how many times do they have to see Paco Cruz knock down open shots? Game comes alive in the second quarter. Paco Cruz knocks down his second 3. Dijon take the timeout. We got a 1-point game deep in the second quarter.
Don't forget the rules. Edge here, you stay, you talk, and as the guy on passing lane, he takes the shooter. Okay, ready for that talk. I don't want pass for shoot here. It's the same when he pick here. Okay, stay and stay. Okay, guys. Axel, Obi, Jérémy, Abdou and David. Good finish. Okay, don't let go easy, but
always important going into the half. Build some momentum, get into the locker room in a positive place. And that's where both of these two teams will want to be. Crucial matchup in Group C in the Basketball Champions League. Yorker's had a really big impact on this game. Things, good, bad, or indifferent things happen when he comes into the game, but things will happen. So he's been one of the sparks of this little comeback by Fuenlabrada. Leluc. Great hustle by Yorker. Goes up for the 2, and Fuenlabrada lead it by 1. Only their second lead of the game. And Alex Yorker, again, is the man reacting faster than anybody else. He picks up the turnover and lays it in for 2. Fuenlabrada with fouls to give, trying to go hard defensively. Pearson on the inside, steps back, takes the tough lead away, it's blocked. But great work by Luom on the glass, picks up the 2. and restores Dijon's advantage. Balas takes the ball screen, tries to turn the corner. Hand off and move it on. Cruz needs a pass. And the ball belongs to Dijon, and they have not dealt, still not have dealt with that double team. And Cruz toes the line, steps out of bounds. Ball belongs to Dijon. Kravstov sits, Clark sits, O'Leary and Kemp step back in for the last 18 seconds. That lineup that Fuenlabrada had on the floor really has dragged them back in the game. They trailed double digits in the second quarter, dragged it back to a 1-point game. 18.7 goals should be the last possession of this first half. Axel Julien will advance the basketball. And with fouls to give, Fuenlabrada will try and not give Dijon any time whatsoever to try and add to the 1-point lead. While you can understand going for it, there was no need to foul there. They had a really decent situation. Ball on the sideline, potential trap. Cruz is going to pick up a personal. That's something they might not need him to have picked up later in the game. Second foul for Cruz. They leave him in. Julien Kemp going after it. Julien off the glass. And they almost get the +1, and they will send him to the free throw line. I like the way the referee lets this go until here, where he's in the act of. A good understanding of what's going on in the game. Fuenlabrada with 4.3 seconds left after the 2 free throws. And 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Julien goes to 5 points. Fuenlabrada take the timeout with 4.3 seconds left on the possession, on the half.
Alex. Maurice. Mark.
Hand off, switch. Not on them. Okay, switch. Okay, Abdou, tu prends le grand. Okay, if the ball is here, okay, you switch pick and roll.
Hola, no? You come and make pass screen. Damo, Paco, y cruza para este lado. Timing, timing, timing. Fake it, fake it.
So Fuenlabrada with 4.3 seconds remaining in the half, trying to cut the 3-point lead. Oh, no one will need reminding what Paco Cruz can do with not a lot of time left in a basketball game. Huge 3 to win in Bamberg on the opening night of action in the Basketball Champions League. Just trying to make sure everybody's in the game who should be in the game. Okay, Chesson checks back in. Well, sometimes I wonder about the sensibility of holding and holding and holding, especially in the first half for a timeout. After all that time, they've now got 4.3 seconds for Dijon to potentially lead this by 6. And then we talked about momentum. One of the ways that the energy and the momentum can be sapped out of you is that sort of play. So Dijon on the end line. Well, we've decided who's in the game and who's not in the game. Fuenlabrada still have a foul to give. Dijon on the end line. They were wide open underneath. No idea what Maurice Kemp was doing away from the basketball. Bellew. And they almost got it away. But regardless of the last 4.3 seconds, Dijon, through their defense, tremendous effort at the defensive end by the French club, lead 34-31 on the road here in Fuenlabrada. Well, we knew it was going to be tight. We knew there was a lot of pressure on the game. Again, three-point shooting for Dijon is really hurting, only 27%. If they could shoot the three, they would be a real live wire in this competition. 10 turnovers for Fuenlabrada in the first half have really hurt the Spanish club. Ten turnovers has been the decisive number in this game. But what it leaves us with is Dijon on the road with an absolute must-win situation for them, leading this 34-31. We're going to leave you with some highlights of that first half and the French club building a three-point lead. We'll see you in around 10 minutes or so for the second half.
cambio de Montakit Fuenlabrada. Y llegamos al descanso, Montakit Fuenlabrada 31.
Well, welcome back to Fuenlabrada. Both teams have been on the floor for some time. Neither spent much time in the locker room. But fascinating first half where Fuenlabrada's recent form really did look like it was the millstone around the neck. The team that has only won 3 of its last 12 games and has been on a 6-game losing streak in the Basketball Champions League. You've got to give a lot of credit to this Dijon lineup. On the road, their defensive effort was excellent. Really did take Fuenlabrada out of the pace they wanted to play at. And even late in the second quarter, they were still giving the Spanish club trouble with the double team. Fuenlabrada found that lineup in that second quarter with Kladstov at the 5, Clark at the 4, and Yorka at the 3, which he really did, Yorka, give this team some real energy. Well, that's Josh Agognon in shot. Hasn't actually stepped off the bench for Fuenlabrada, the Nigerian national, which is interesting given that they needed some firepower. And one of the things that Agognon can do is was clearly demonstrated before he got injured when he was at Iberostad Tenerife. The guy can score. The guy wants to put up shots.
You finish shot well with speed. He's flat, David. One more dribble pass. Okay, make a striker. David. Okay, fight out. Let's go,
I'm interested to see if he gets some time in this second half as Fuenlabrada strive for the win. O'Leary looks like he's going to start. Kladstov on the inside. The 4 spot is O'Leary really has been effective when he's been given enough time to be effective. So here we go then, start of the second half, whether you're having your morning cup of tea or whether you're having your evening glass of red wine, wherever you're joining us from. This could be a great second half. Marko Popovic still on the sidelines. He's been badly missed by this Fuenlabrada lineup, but they trail 3. Start of the second half. Ahmed Bellas into the half court. Ian O'Leary looks at these options. Kladstov feels the double team again, and yet again the double team, even the threat of the double team causes a turnover. That'll be the 4th turnover for Kladstov, the 11th turnover for Fuenlabrada, which, as we said before, the decisive stat of that first half. So Dijon get a free go at the start of the second half. Alelu. Holston will move it on. The loop looks inside, ball's knocked away. Pearson with a step back two, hits nothing. And they can't get the putback. Klastov completes the rebound job, and Bedas will advance the basketball. Again, the hard show, it really is. And the rotation and the tempo of their defense. And Klastov, again, hasn't adjusted at all to this pace of defense by Dijon. He's got to seal his space. Just standing up, asking for the ball is not going to get it done here. Holston gets a piece. Garcia. O'Leary has it. 5 on the possession. Has to step back, takes the tough 2. Hits nothing, and that'll be a... Well, it doesn't matter, it's an out of bounds. It would go back to Fuenlabrada because it's a 24-second violation. And an out of bounds call, as Ayenga was already out of bounds. All of those things mean, whatever way you look at it, I don't really know why the officials have to talk this over. Clearly should be a Dijon basketball. In what, for whatever reason, it's a Dijon basketball. Good effort defensively by O'Leary. Great hustle by Ayenga as Julien turns it over. Garcia needs a pass, finds a pass. Ayenga is fouled on his way to the ring. Interesting, no Paco Cruz in the starting lineup. And the ring protection was there, albeit illegally. Chasson picks up his 3rd foul. That's a big foul for Dijon. Ayenga picks up the first of the free throws. Can't go 2 for 2. David Holston. Pearson will hand it off. Lilu. Well, Garcia getting after it. Bedas takes away the pass to Holston. When Holston doesn't have the ball, there are issues for Dijon. Lilu can't get the 2 to drop. Great work on the glass. The foul is called. Tremendous effort on the glass by Chasson. That's how important he is to this team. Does all the blue collar work. Great hold of position. And again, you can see Klastov on the 3-point line, not involved on the defensive rebound. No one helping O'Leary, who went across to challenge the shot. There is this, you've got to say, issue with this Fuenlabrada lineup when it comes to team defense. Dijon with the 4-point lead. Bedas gets it into the half court. Ayenga has to take it out. Puts it on the floor now. Puts it inside. O'Leary stops and pops the short 2. Klastov on the glass, can't finish. Julien kicks to Holston. Puts it on the floor, going baseline, takes the finish off the first step again. Chasson at 1. If you outwork your opponent, great things happen. And Alexandre Chasson comes up with another offensive rebound, gets the putback and gets the extra from the free throw line. And he has consistently outworked Fuenlabrada. Completes the M1. Klastov will come high. Again, this defensive intensity by Dijon is impressive. Blocking foul is going to be called. If that's Chasson, that'll be foul number 4. He has to go to the bench, but he will be replaced by the man that always delivers, Gavin Ware. As you can tell the frustration, Chasson really playing a crucial part to this game. Kratsov catches deep, feels the double team, needs to pass, turns it over. 5 turnovers for Kratsov. Foul on the penetration. Bellas will be charged. Axel Julien will go to the free throw line.
Cambio Montakit Fuenlabrada, se prepara para salir Luka Rubnik, se sienta Tomás Bella.
Bellas will step out, Rupnik will step in. Dijon have a chance to make this a 9-point lead. Holston again going up the floor, wants to get after Rupnik. Almost feels like he feels the chance, feels the double team, a hard show on the ball screen. Kratsov out top will hand it off. And Fuenlabrada not into anything until there's like 8-9 seconds left on the clock, so they have to really create for themselves late in the clock. You have to put it up. Garcia hits the ring. Ayenga can't complete the offensive putback. Looks at the referee, and that's just poor. Leloup gets it back to Holston for 3, and they dodge a bullet for Fuenlabrada. Still no movement from the Fuenlabrada bench, apart from the Rupnik substitution. And they're in that same place. No field goal yet for them. Again, another turnover. And where is foul by Ayenga? Still no Paco Cruz. A chance for Dijon to make this a double-digit lead. No field goal for Fuenlabrada in 4 minutes of basketball. O'Leary sits, Paco Cruz checks in. So Ayenga's going to go to the 4, so Fuenlabrada goes small. Struggling to cope with Dijon. Well, they dodge another bullet. Cruz has it. Then the ball gets stuck. Kratsov turns it over again. The pass is slow and telegraphed. That'll be his 6th turnover. Julien goes to Ware. Step back, has that stroke for 2, is no good. Ball is, oh, great effort on the glass. That Leloup just outworks his opponent again. Holston steps back, puts it on the floor. Rupnik has to foul him. Well, he didn't have to foul him, obviously. He could have just played defense with 3 seconds on the shot clock. There's a lot of looking at the official and blaming the official here by Rupnik, and that's a foul. Second foul for Rupnik. Yorka is in the game. See if he can have the same effect he had in the first period. Chema Gonzalez checks in as well. As Fuenlabrada literally look at the same rotations they ran in the first half. David Holston on the free throw line. Holstein goes 2 for 2. And Dijon have built a double-digit lead here halfway through the third. Dangerous time for Fuenlabrada. Still no field goal in 5 minutes of basketball. Cruz in the lane, wraps it, wide open look from the corner is short. Holstein, who's controlling things at the moment. Pearson, who's not made a thing all night, now has. Knocks down the three, wide open in transition. And a 14-point lead for Dijon, their biggest lead of the game. On the back of the Pearson three, and those whistles are not for the officials on this occasion. They are aimed at the home team. A 12-run run at the start of the third. No field goal at all.
No, hay mucho tiempo todavía. Son 14 puntos. Vamos a terminar a 6. Hay que hablar más allá. Se la va a empezar a jugar el chiquito. Vamos. Pongo la mano abajo para el gol. Estamos en bonus, estamos en bonus. Acá vas a hacer.
Good and good, I want Kevin to play. Let's go. Hey, Tiger. Dave. 1, 2, 3. Ensemble. You have a bonus. Hey, Sandy. On need to fall.
So Fuenlabrada trying to work their way back into this again. Rupnik off the stagger. Cruz comes back off the double stagger, gets his feet set. Cruz with 5 on the possession, lines up the three, is short and a long way short. Yorker comes up with the energy play, which is what he did in that first half. Rupnik turns down Gonzalez on the inside. Paco Cruz on the floor. Turnover. You just take it to the defense. The defense will gobble it up. And Dijon Julian, 17 turnovers for Fuenlabrada. It's like giving the game away. Turnover the other way though. Chance to run here. Yorker gets it off to Ainga, wraps it around, wide open for three. Rupnik blows it, misses the open look. Take the two. Take anything when you haven't scored a field goal for 7 minutes or 6.5 minutes. Galut goes inside. Gavin Ware again goes strong, wraps it and almost turns it over. That one-handed pass, as Kratsov has demonstrated, is a turnover waiting to happen. Mass substitutions off that Dijon bench. Kinsey steps in. That's out of bounds. Well, he will say he was pushed, but well, Fuenlabrada need anything to go their way at the moment. 3.5 minutes to go in the third. They are field goal-less in 6.5 minutes. Cruz. Rupnik not getting anything out of these out of the stagger. Cruz, 6 on the possession, and they still have no advantage. Wide open look from the corner. And the way Fuenlabrada are shooting that, you're going to get offered that all day. Cruz puts it on the floor, gets to the foul line, moves it on. Rupnik lines up the three, can't get it to drop. 0 for an inside touch for Fuenlabrada. As Gonzalez works hard, they go small. But going small doesn't mean to say you have to live on the three-point line. 9 for 32 for Fuenlabrada, 28%. And Dijon are trying hard to let them back in. Fuenlabrada have to take care of this themselves and not look at the official. Cruz, another turnover. The team on offense standing still against the team in Dijon who are just active defensively. Tremendous defensive performance. 8 turnovers in the quarter for Fuenlabrada. And now we have a foul by Rupnik. Fuenlabrada is a frustrated place to be right now. Dijon just have to be smart here. If they're smart here, they could build a big enough cushion that doesn't matter what happens in the fourth quarter. It's 15-point margin. Nesta Garcia still does not get an answer. Two for 2 from the line. This is a 16-point game. The answer is to go back to Maurice Kemp. So obviously the desire for Fuenlabrada is to stay with this relatively small lineup. Ayenga steps out. Irony for Fuenlabrada is that when they went big in the second quarter was their best period of the game. Rupnik finds Cruz, thinks about the three, turns it over again, recovers it again. Yorker. Again, Dijon's scramble, you've got to love the scramble. Gonzalez can't get the two-footer to drop, and they are still field goalless in this third quarter. Again, the scramble is superb, forcing the travel. Against this defense, and you've got to credit Dijon for their defense, you have to want to help and create for each other and work for each other, and it's just not happening for Fuenlabrada at the moment. Since that second quarter, they have not looked effective at all. Field goalless for a whole quarter. Foul on the floor. Yorker is going to be charged with the personal, and Dijon will go to the free throw line to make this an 18-point game. So they called it a flop. Axel Julian will get it out the corner. Gavin Ware has it out top, hands it off. Quick hands, but Domingano hangs on. Julian for three is good. And Julian, the man who couldn't make a three, coming in, has gone 2 for 6. It's still not going to burn their houses down, but it's actually a major step in the right direction. Gonzalez goes back door on the bounce pass. And they finally get a field goal. After 9 minutes and a second, Kemp gets the 2. And all of a sudden, the crowd have something to clap around. Julien will kick. Julien for three, can't get it to drop. Come up with a defensive stop. Rupnik. The pick and roll's given them not a lot throughout the whole of this game. and they persist. And Dijon with a foul to give. We'll take it there. Cruz gets in the lane and turns it over. Unfortunately for Fuenlabrada, and turns it over. Has almost been like the sixth player tonight. Literally, it's been a turnover nightmare for Fuenlabrada, and you've got to credit Dijon and their defensive effort. They have scrambled all game, and they give up a layup for Fuenlabrada at the end of the third. They trail 20 on the back of a Holston layup, and the crowd's whistles will tell you what the home fans think about it. But it is a mountain to climb for the home club. They trail 34-54 at the end of three. 24 and 35% from the floor. Doesn't get it done at any level, let alone Basketball Champions League level. But the horror stat is on the next pages. At the moment, Fuenlabrada have turned the basketball over 19 times. You cannot play in the Basketball Champions League and turn the ball over 19 times in 3 quarters. They have given, it's a 19-8 on the turnovers. Dijon have not been great with the basketball, but defensively, they have been absolutely superb. Done a reasonable job on the glass that is pretty much split. Turnovers have just absolutely killed Fuenlabrada. And from a personal perspective, the decision to go away, to go a small lineup, has backfired here for Fuenlabrada. In that third quarter, going with the small lineup against the small lineup for Dijon has suited the French club. Well, the last quarter, 10 minutes, is an eternity in basketball terms. But Fuenlabrada have scored 34 points in 3, and Dijon lead by 20. This is a mountain for the Spanish club. Opens up for the layup. Wears on the glass. That's a great effort by Lum, but the foul is going to be called. Kemp comes up with a positive stat of drawing the foul. Possession by possession for any team behind in this situation. Fuenlabrada have got to work their way in, get it close enough with 3 minutes to go, and you're in the game. You do not want to turn it over. And Garcia's tried twice, and there's a foul called, and the official bails him out. Garcia tried twice to turn it over, but Kinsey and Holston fouled him, so Holston picks up the personal. Fuenlabrada just have to be near-on perfect offensively. And the occasional screen for each other would really help. Again, Dijon's scramble is absolutely superb. Rupnik for 3 is good. Great start for Fuenlabrada. Bloom recovers it, turns it over though. Kemp going around the houses, gets the pass off. They take the deep three. It's good. Back-to-back threes at the start of the fourth. Fuenlabrada back to 14. Lorca picks up his 7th point. Score, a stop and a score, giving them a 6-0 start. Holston almost turns it over. Ware has it, gets it off to Holston. Fires up the top 2 and knocks it down. Really pulled one out there to David Holston. Kemp will hand off. Garfier on a curl, gets to the ring and blows the layup. Holston stops and fires the 3 and just knocks it down and just undoes the excellent start by Fuenlabrada. Holston undoes it single-handedly with a 5-0 response. 14 points personal for Holston. Rupnik fires up a huge 3. One has to ask why, apart from the 5 seconds on the clock. Rupnik is fouled and blows the layup. Where will sit. Where has been charged with the unsportsmanlike foul. You can see how there was no real attempt to play the basketball, so there's good consistency from the officials. Rupnik makes the first. It's more than enough time for Fuenlabrada. You won't be hard to understand how they can say they've got the firepower, having only scored the 2 field goals in the 3rd quarter. But this team has firepower. It's just how it unloads its firepower. 17-point game for Dijon with 7:27 to go. Rupnik has turned it over again. Easy 2. And then we're going to go back court and Rupnik turns it over again. So the turnover numbers are a bit of a horror story for Rupnik has 3, 4 I think now. Yorker has 2, Kemp has 2, and Paco Cruz has 6, as does Miroslav Kratsov. Dodge a bullet on it, 7 to go. That's an offensive, they're going to call blocking. So they got fortunate on that one. Just one pass and a screen might help Fuenlabrada here. You can say he's there. That's an unfortunate call. She got the call right though. The official in the crowd. Chance to cut this to a 17-point game. Okay, make it a 18-point game. Dijon. Oh, they go upstairs for the flush. and just put an exclamation mark under the 20-point margin. Kemp puts it on the floor with the left hand, changes the shot and doesn't finish strong, and the ball will stay with Fuenlabrada. Ripnik with the pass, wide open, Yulka, and the offensive foul's called on Gonzalez. And that's an offensive foul. Naive foul, one would say. Ball movement by Dijon. They move it, extra pass to the corner, wide open for three, and they foul the three-point shooter. Yorker picks up the personal. Well, Fuenlabrada down 20 at home in the Basketball Champions League is not a story this club is expecting. Dijon trying to keep their hopes alive of postseason play, doing everything they can to do that. They lead this by 21 points on the road with 6 minutes to go. You can see chance to make this a 23-point margin, 6:02 remain. Well, Fuenlabrada have had some interesting deficits to get out of this season. This will be the biggest one yet. Garcia chase him off the three-point line. Again, the scramble is excellent. Garcia in the lane, needs a pass, turns it over. Doesn't turn it over, but only they're going to say, well, in fact, they're going to say he did turn it over because they reset the clock. So Fuenlabrada get a 24 seconds. Well, they should get a 24-second reset. In fact, they should get a 14-second reset because it's in the front court. Was that control? One would doubt as well. All sorts of talking points on that play. So they have a 14-second reset because it's in the front court. Rupnik gets to the foul line, can't get it away. They get the three off the way and knock it down for fun. Back to a 20-point game. And Garcia goes to 13. But look how hard he had to work to get open. Dijon's defense again, excellent. Well, they had the layup. They're going to get the two. Yorker takes the tough runner. Kemp is blocked, stays with the play but can't finish. Holston, who's been excellent all night. 22-point margin. Dijon have the lead. Opens up, they just give him the lane, blows the layup, and Kemp comes down with a rebound. Rupnik. Garcia, feet set for three, is long. Offensive rebound by Yorka, just about recovered. Garcia in the lane, goes with the right hand off the glass, can't get the finish. Again, the effort is all Dijon, and they run the break. Holston ekes out, nice pass. Oh! Take that! We're 70-46 up on the road, and Orm just says, I'm underlining that one with the exclamation mark dunk. 10 points personal, it's 70-46. The fans' face says it all. What is happening here? The home fans think, I'll tell you what's happening. This. They turn defense into transition. They share it and get the highlight. The play just underlines Dijon on the road here in Fuenlabrada. 70-46. Absolute dominance for the French club. 36-15 in the second half. This is more than just a bad day at the office for Montakit Fuenlabrada. In front of your fans, this is not the place to lose. Big, not in this situation. Dijon have just outworked their opponent. Stats-wise, 30%, 32% from three. It's just tremendous defensive effort. That's the best way to describe this. It's a great defensive effort by Dijon. Crowd trying to lift the home team. They need more than the lift. Again, the hard show just takes them out of what they want to run. They step back for three. It's short. And that's a foul on the defensive glass. And Mengano will pick up the personal. Does a great job on the glass for just a 189 shooting guard. Just puts his body on the line and boxes out. Full foul for the Nigerian national. Kemp makes the free throw. Can't only go 1 for 2. Julien just backs it out. Time and possession now for Dijon. Mangano with the short two is good. Little flare by Garcia, puts it on the floor. Takes the tough one on the pull-up, can't get it to drop. Kemp's on the glass, gets the two. Oh, they forced the turnover. Is it a little too late? Kemp with the stuff for two. Back to a 21-point margin. Whistle on the play. Dijon, difficult circumstance for them. They've come here into Fuenlabrada needing the win. And the one thing you can always deliver on is defensive effort if you choose to. And they have definitely chosen to tonight. And Kemp comes down with the foul on the play. Rupnik again on the dribble. We'll go to the free throw line. 19-point margin, 2:11 to go. Almost a turnover. Weber turns it over. Kemp picking up some numbers. And another flush on the thin end of the game. Weber just about handles it. This is all about time and possession here for Dijon. Fuenlabrada foul. Still have fouls to give. Well, they come up with a turnover and they're almost turning straight back over. Ripnik in the lane, throws it to Gonzalez for two. All a little too late, little too late. 15-point game in Dijon. This is a big win. This is a huge win for the French club. 34 points off their bench, also a decisive factor. Leloup steps back, goes inside. Chasson barrels to the middle, goes with the left hand, is no good. Defensive rebound is Yorker, and he'll bring it. Well, Kemp blows the layup, goes up with a second effort, and doesn't get the two. And a foul by Yorker. And I think, is that his fifth? Third foul. Chasson, another Dijon player getting into double digits. He's had a marvelous game on the glass. His work rate has been phenomenal. Can only go 1 for 2. Ripnik on the baseline, down the lane for 2 for Yorker. Only a 14-point game, but there's only 28 seconds left. Leloup will handle it. Goes upstairs, poor pass. Ball will belong to Fuenlabrada, who should take the last shot. It's a difficult thing to get out of it. You've got to somehow break your losing run, and this has been Dijon's night. And Fuenlabrada will lose their 7th in a row and go to 3-7 in the group. And Dijon have come to Fuenlabrada, have done a great job defensively, have worked incredibly hard. Their scramble on defense has been excellent. And they've earned their 73-59 win. They'll go level on points with Fuenlabrada, but will push the Spanish club to the bottom of the Group C table on the head-to-head between the two teams. That was a great performance by Dijon. Found a way to win. Fuenlabrada kept finding a way to lose. Marko Popovic trying to help the situation here, but the sooner they have him back in uniform, the better. Well, the crowd are nothing but loyal. They have another home game in the ACB. They'll have to pick themselves up for that. They shot 29% from 3, 37 from 2 against the 44 and 33. Dijon's offense was nothing to write home about. It was efficient, but 24 turnovers for Fuenlabrada. Absolutely took away any chance they had of getting the win. Garcia led them with 13 points. Holston was super all night for Dijon. Kratsov with 6 turnovers, of which 4 were the low post to opposite wing, which generated points for Dijon, not just the turnover for Fuenlabrada. Well, they're going to have to take some action here for Fuenlabrada to break this losing streak. Paco Cruz had an 8 from 9 game in the corresponding fixture in France and was completely nullified by the changes that Dijon made defensively. And Dijon just worked for the win. Tremendous work rate. Defensively, they were great. Keeping a team to 59 really does give you a chance to win. And they built their desire to win, and a 20-3 and a 45-22 second half absolutely underlined their control of this game. When we get a look at the table, you'll see they'll be moving level with Fuenlabrada in the win and the loss columns. And it's a very, very congested group. Fuenlabrada not out of qualification yet. There's a lot of teams involved in this group. But they have a tough road trip to Jerusalem, and Ike come to Madrid. And on this type of performance, that's only going to go one way, and Ike would be looking to pick up yet another win on their travels when they come to Madrid, if Fuenlabrada play in this type of style. Well, Bamberg have downed Ike in this group, so they're only 1 game back on the group leaders. So Bamberg get the win at home. Big, big result in Group C. Earlier on, Nürnberg had a 7-point win over the Lichterbilles in this same group. So Jerusalem will play tomorrow against Antwerp, 5 o'clock British time. But Fuenlabrada are going to have to go back to the drawing board here. That's their 10th loss in 13 games. And Dijon are trying to rescue their Basketball Champions League season, and they've done everything they can tonight to actually make a step towards that. So that's been a big, big performance by Dijon. This is the effect it has. As you can see, Dijon move up to 6th with a 3-7. They're still 3 games back from Antwerp. But Antwerp play in Jerusalem, so that will become 2 almost certainly. So you could say 5 teams for 1 space. But for now, from Fuenlabrada, it's good night. I hope you've enjoyed another great night of Basketball Champions League action.